Hello, welcome to this quick update for North America. Today will be relatively quick, but we just need to talk about the storms with some severe weather there in Kentucky right now. There are a few storms happening there and other spots of the Midwest. So today there's this marginal risk right across those areas there. It's already happening. There's this light tornado threat across Kentucky into Missouri, southern Illinois, northern Tennessee. And then there's some wind as well and some hail. So be careful today, a storm or two in the southwest, and then some isolated severe storms passing parts of the Middle Mississippi Valley, Lower Ohio Valley this afternoon and evening. So just be aware. And tomorrow we have this new trough coming in, shows a severe storm or two across spots of Texas into New Mexico. So wind less than 5% and some hail. This is actually the first time I've seen wind less than 5%. Interesting. So be careful, some hail and less than 2% tornado. So isolated severe storms passing parts southern plains tomorrow, Wednesday, and evening into Thursday morning. So this might have some locally strong winds as well. And everything. And Thursday shows a general risk of storms for now, but this might change. So shows here excessive rainfall is light in Arizona into southern Nevada. Be careful there as well. Some flash flooding after that record rain in California and shows some a marginal the Midwest. Day 2 this light in southern Texas. Be careful and marginals across Southwest. Day 3 this light risk grows from Texas to Missouri and a marginal. So be careful. Some heavy showers and storms there Thursday, Friday. This marginal, this funny shape goes from Texas to West Virginia and still in Southern California marginal. And day 5 still nothing. So be careful in those areas. Day 1 through 7 shows a lot of rainfall across Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas in those areas, even 5+ inches in a few areas in Texas. So really be careful these next few days. Some flood threat there, and shows like let's see, today there's this front, the storms in the Midwest there, and there's still some snow across the west and some rainfall. Then Wednesday, this progresses and this front and with the severe storms and some heavy rain across Texas and those areas. Then Thursday, this area grows larger with more rain, and this blue is snow there across the Rockies in those areas. So be careful and we'll keep watching. So now the GFS shows like there's this low pressure in the Midwest, some rain and some snow in the upper Midwest as well. This goes and then like shows that trough across the plains and the rain and storms until this weekend in Texas, Oklahoma, those areas. Then it goes and later by next Monday shows yet again another one possible with more storms and some heavy rain. Then the GFS takes it all the way to the northeast by the 26th. And then take a look at this. It has snow in the mid-south on the 28th. This would be so crazy, but please don't trust that. That's too far. So here the European shows like those storms the Midwest today and throughout Texas, the plains there Friday, Thursday, Friday, and tomorrow, of course, but continues until Friday. And then Saturday still shows the remnants of the low pressure lingering around there and goes further east. And this is next Monday. The Euro is already showing some storms in Texas again. So better watch those areas and be careful. The rain accumulation, the European, it doesn't have this so extreme like the National Weather Service, but it does have some like 4, 3 inches, even like four, close to like not close to 5 inches, but like 4 inches. Shows there in Missouri some 2 to 3 inches as well. So be careful in those areas. The GFS is further into Texas. The icon is all over the place. Shows there some 4 inches, even like yeah, 3 to 4 inches central, even southern Texas. So be careful in those areas and show snow too, especially next 5 days, more on the west. especially like into Colorado, more snow across New Mexico. And so, any spots that might get the first snowfall this season, there across central southern Arizona in the mountains, especially in the mountains, even showing Flagstaff to 3 centimeters, show like some 4 centimeters, New Mexico's more than 7. Colorado, spots there in Utah, 7 centimeters, southern Utah, and more than 3 spots northern Utah. Into California, around those mountains in Southern California, might get some snow, even 7 inches, and throughout the Sierra Nevada, 9 inches, 3 inches. A few spots in Northern California, show some in Oregon as well, and Nevada, some very scattered across Nevada in the mountains, so be aware. The GFS shows more across Sierra Nevada, spots in New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. So be aware, and the icon is very scattered. One thing you can notice here is some snow starting in the Baja California, Mexico, even 10 centimeters, the icon, some 2 centimeters, and spots across northern Mexico as well. The European has a similar thing, so be aware. Already starting there in Mexico too. So next 5 days until the 24th there in the Midwest, shows in Pennsylvania, from the Trough today there, some 5 centimeters, so spots in southern Michigan, why 9 centimeters, these should be inches, show like some 1 inch, spots in Wisconsin, especially in Pennsylvania, close to 2 inches, so be careful, just curious about the long range until December 1st, the European has most down the northern plains, a lot spots in the west, but the GFS it has as far south as Louisiana. So these are two completely different scenarios. But I can tell you one thing, more cold blasts will come, and that's kind almost for sure, but we are still watching. And then in Canada, shows snow there, like most of Quebec, as far south as southern Quebec, shows spots there to 29 to 30 centimeters, spots there central northern Canada, and especially there in Labrador, most of Labrador next 5 days shows there across Newfoundland as well, some 34 centimeters, spots northern Nova Scotia might have a little bit, and didn't even talk about New England, so show like Maine, some 1 inch, like 1 inch and a half spots, especially New Hampshire, 1 inch and a half, a few areas, but not much there the next 5 days. So be aware the GFS is even less, mainly northern Maine. So be careful. Going back to Canada does show spots in Manitoba, more snow, some 10 centimeters, 7 centimeters, crossing through central Alberta, but especially having the mountains there in the west some 35 centimeters, spots there to 58 centimeters, 92 more spots there along western Canada and to Alaska, even like some 56 inches in the mountains, southern Alaska. So be careful, especially the British Columbia, the coastal mountains. And I forgot about Oregon too, some 7 inches, Northern Cascades, 14 inches. So be careful in those areas. It shows there across Alberta, British Columbia, and the Rockies, and moving down to Montana a little bit, some 1 inch. Spots in Idaho, some 3 inches, especially like 1 inch in a few mountains there. So be careful. Now back to northern Canada, shows spots to like some 17 centimeters, Nunavut, most of Nunavut there, and spots there northwestern territory, especially eastern, northern areas, into there across Yukon more, and most of Alaska, like 80% of Alaska might get snow next 5 days, especially southern areas and southwestern areas too. So be careful and be aware the GFS is less, just 50% of Alaska. It doesn't have the north, but both the European and the Icon have snow in the north. So be aware. We'll keep watching, and the GFS is also across like Atlantic Canada and spots there in Eastern Canada. So be careful, this snow, and we'll keep watching. Let's just check for any freezing rain. It shows today, Tuesday. There's some possibility of freezing rain in Manitoba there, with that snow in central Canada. Shows some pockets of ice in northern Labrador, spots in Alberta as well. So be careful. Tuesday, Wednesday, more snow across Quebec and some ice there in the Arctic for the northern Canada. Then Thursday, more snow. Manitoba to Quebec, there in Ontario, especially Friday, more snow in Quebec and New England, those fronts, and later still watching like Central Canada, some snow and ice Sunday into next week, and possibly watching the northeastern US again, and more spots in Central Canada, but that's too far. So we'll keep watching and be careful in those areas. And just a general overview on the temperature, still very cold, of course. Spots central northern Canada, there into the northern northeastern US, below 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And then Wednesday shows Thursday, these cold temperatures coming to the northern plains there. Some 30s, high 20s, a few spots there, Fahrenheit, and into New England, much colder spots, not 20 Canada, some negative temperatures, most of central Canada and the Rockies there in the US, some the 20s, 30s. So be aware. Friday shows warmer in the southern US, but still this cold most of northern areas, northeast and the Rockies, the interior west, and into Canada, of course. So Saturday, Sunday, Texas might get pretty warm. Northern Mexico and Texas in the 90s. So be aware, but that's just for a day. So shows Monday the 24th, still like some teams there in the Rockies, spots some tourists in the Northeast, and still like in Canada, this is November 23rd, shows even like -18 in the Rockies in Alberta, and still watching after that because there's a chance that after November 24th, it might get more extreme towards Yukon and Alaska, even to like -26. So some more Arctic air might go that way later. And still watching later in the end of the month, the European does have a cold blast with some 30s Fahrenheit as far south as northern Georgia. So we are possibly watching the next cold blast later this month. So we'll keep watching and be aware in those areas now for rainfall because that there in Texas there's a lot. And I just showed this week, but later into next week, like starting on Monday the 24th, the European has like more than 5, 7 inches in Texas from the storm starting Monday. So be aware. But now we have to move on to the Caribbean because there's still some tropical waves, like you can see now, a lot of scared showers and storms there across Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, to Venezuela, and many spots in the Caribbean, scared showers and storms through Wednesday, Thursday, and then later it calms down a little bit, but still some scared showers. So be careful in those areas. They did have flood advisories in Barbados a few days ago, Trinidad and Tobago, so be careful, some 40 to 60 millimeters in a few spots, especially further south, Trinidad and Tobago and to Guyana, Venezuela, and in Barbados, a few more showers too. And be aware, Central America, southern Panama to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Guatemala and Mexico is much less, but still shows a few showers as far to into Belize. And the long range until December shows more across Panama and Costa Rica, southern Nicaragua. So that's the area to watch there. And those areas along the Atlantic, Venezuela and Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago. So be aware, those showers and storms and some occasional storms might cause flash flooding. So be aware in Jamaica, shows some rain as well next 5 days. A little bit, and spots in the greater Antilles a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And there northern Mexico. So be aware in those areas and yeah. be careful. And during the night, later this week, alright, it's showing northern Mexico to like -1, a few spots in the mountains there. So be aware. Just a night or two, but it's already in general already colder spots there in the mountains. But believe it or not, there are still spots in southern Mexico to like 34 degrees Celsius and even more. Spots in Central America still quite warm. So be aware, those areas we'll keep watching. Let's just see wind gusts because today's Tuesday, the 18th, shows Atlantic Canada is quite windy, a few areas, but Wednesday, that big Pacific cyclone, so some strong gusts in western Alaska, and then to spots of Pacific Canada, but mostly in southern Alaska, there in the Pacific. Thursday, and then Thursday, there's like some damaging winds possible there in northern Mexico in the mountains. The European, the GFS kind of as well, but the European is more than 100 km per gusts Thursday in Mexico, so just be aware it might reach into Texas some gusty winds. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows there in the Rockies, Montana into Alberta, slightly stronger. Sunday, maybe in Atlantic Canada, a thing or two, and still watching after that. So stay safe.